How's it going, you guys? This is Newbie Cyphers, and today I wanted to do a different kind of video than I normally do. I know I say that a lot, but this one is something something that I've been debating on whether to do or not, and that is if you guys don't know who Kagato, the final boss, is, he is a YouTuber who plays a lot of well-known games, everything from Five Nights at Freddy's to I haven't really checked out his channel a lot, but I know he plays Five Nights at Freddy's and even some well-known horror games. I know he's working on playing Dread Out, the sequel for Dread Out, but his most notorious playthroughs would have to be the Persona series. He has done them all: Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. He has already confirmed that he's going to do a playthrough for Persona 5 Royal, but he also said that he wants to finish the original Persona 5 before doing so. Now, this video, I'm going to explain a certain situation that involves him and why it's hard for me to like him as a YouTuber. Now, this is not a hate video, so please don't misunderstand. Kagato, the final boss, does an excellent job at what he does. He makes his audience laugh. He keeps them entertained with the videos that he does. He makes it, he finds a way to make it interesting to keep you hooked. However, when watching his Persona 5 playthrough, there was one issue I had with it, and that is his viewpoint on one of the characters known as Goro Akechi. Now, when I explain this, it's gonna sound strange as to why this is such a big deal to me, but it always annoyed me when watching his Persona 5 videos, and that is, now, if you guys have not played Persona 5, or if you don't know anything about the game, then I'm going to be doing some spoilers. So if you have not played the original Persona 5 or even Persona 5 Royal, then there's going to be spoilers in here. So I strongly recommend that you do not watch this. But with that being said, I've done my part by warning you, so I'm going to get into it. Now, in Persona 5, Goro Akechi is known as a traitor to the group known as the Phantom Thieves. He is the one who sells you out to the authorities, and he's the one who attempts to kill you. Now, because of this, Kagato, the final boss, has this bad outlook on him. He sees Goro Akechi as only a bad guy, nothing more than that. And there's a lot of other players who have done a playthrough of Persona 5, and they have the same outlook on Akechi that Kagato does. But the one thing they don't understand, or what they don't seem to get, is, this is probably going to blow your minds, but Goro Akechi is no different from any other villain. He was a human being before he ended up the way he is in the game. If you guys don't know Akechi's backstory, basically, his father is Masayoshi Shido, who is a high-ranking politician who was going to become the next prime minister. And his mother, apparently, I don't know where I heard this from, but apparently his mom was, Akechi's mom was a prostitute, I would say. So Akechi's father put out this scandal, and it put Akechi's mom in a bad limelight, and that in turn caused her to commit suicide. Now, in the original Persona 5, it stated that Akechi's mom died from giving birth to Akechi, but now there's this other info saying that she led to suicide because Shido put a scandal on her. So Akechi has been thrown from foster home to foster home. He didn't have any other family to take him in. He never had any friends, so all he has known is pain, misery, and loneliness. And that turns Akechi into the kind of person he is in the game. What Kagato and the other players who share his viewpoints don't seem to get is that Akechi was a human being. It's only due to his past events that make him who he is. Akechi didn't have any friends in his life. He didn't have anyone to really stand up for him or even look out for him. So that's why he is the way he is. Now, there are a lot of players who do see Akechi's viewpoint, who do understand where he's coming from, and there's a lot that don't see where he's coming from. I was actually watching a video, I believe the YouTuber's name is Harry Type C, and he does a lot of, and he or she, I don't know, they post out a lot of Persona 5 content. And I keep saying I'm sorry, this specific YouTuber has recently been posting Persona 5 Royal content since that's the latest Persona games come out. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same for Persona 5 Scramble, and when it comes out, I'm pretty sure I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure they're doing the same thing, even if the game isn't in English dubbing yet. It has released for Japan, no shock there. But there are still YouTubers who do upload content for Persona 5 Scramble. And if you guys don't know, Persona 5 Scramble is technically a sequel to the original Persona 5. I guess you could say Persona 5 Royal as well, but that game wasn't even in development by the time Persona 5 Scramble was even announced. So, in my opinion, Persona 5 Scramble is a sequel to the original Persona 5. But back to what I was saying, people don't seem to understand. People don't care to see Akechi's viewpoint, because Akechi has become a hitman. He has killed and assassinated people, all just to get close to his father in order to set a trap. And because of that, people don't really seem to understand why Akechi is doing this, or where he's coming from. Now, as I said again, this might seem a little weird as to why this would bug me, but when you start talking trash on someone a lot and you really don't take the time to know them, then it kind of bugs me. It doesn't matter whether this is in a game or even in reality. It'll still affect me regardless. Now, Akechi was one of my favorite characters, mostly because I like the kind of people who have a darker side to them. Akechi is one of those people, and I really, really love what they did for Akechi and Persona 5 Royal. I feel like Atlus knew that there were fans of Akechi that didn't really like what they did with him in the original P5 game. So in P5R, they changed that up. They made Akechi someone that you could have the option to hang out with, and they made his confidant feel more real, I guess I could say. And there's a certain scene, as I said, spoilers for P5R. There's a certain scene in Persona 5 Royal. I believe it's Akechi's confidant when you rank up to the 8th level, where Akechi explains why he hates Joker in the first place. And I was going down through the comments, and there are so many people who understand where Akechi's coming from. They take his side in the matter. And it was really great to see that there are people who understand what kind of person Akechi is. Now, again, this is not. I'm not saying that Kagato, the final boss, is in the wrong for thinking this way. He has every right to, because of the things that Akechi has done. And this also comes in line with the musical gamer too, because he was kind of in the same boat as Kagato when he was first introduced to Akechi. I'm just going to point this out. Atlus, I believe, in my opinion, Atlus did a bad job at hiding the fact that Akechi was the traitor, because the way that the Phantom Thieves has such a bad outlook on Akechi, and it's confirmed that there was a traitor in the midst, people automatically assumed that it was going to be Akechi. Even when he announced that he had a persona himself, and he found out that Joker and his friends were the actual Phantom Thieves, when Akechi explains that he has a persona of his own, people automatically assumed that Akechi was a traitor. And yeah, it is confirmed that he is a traitor. I think Atlas did a terrible job at hiding that fact. If they had done something different with Akechi and didn't make it seem like that he had any intentions of selling out the Phantom Thieves or turning them in, I think that would have been a lot better. But as I was saying, I'm sorry. As I was saying, Kagato, the final boss, and the musical gamer, they both had a negative outlook on Akechi because the Phantom Thieves saw him as the bad guy. So, of course, the YouTuber who's playing the game is going to see Akechi through the Phantom Thieves' perspective. Me, on the other hand, I didn't. Now, I haven't finished Persona 5 because of all that extra shit you have to do in the game. That I don't take time for that. But I really hope that with Persona 5 Royal, they will see Akechi in a different limelight. I seriously doubt it for Kagato, because now that he sees Akechi as a bad guy, that's all he's ever going to see him as. But with Musical Gamer, I really hope that he will see Akechi as a human being rather than someone who's just gonna stab you in the back. And it's not just him. I really hope that everyone who didn't like Akechi in the first game, I really hope that they will come to appreciate what Atlas has done for him. I hope that they appreciate the amount of effort that they put in for this one character. Now, as I said, I'm not saying that I dislike Kagero for having such a negative outlook, but I feel like he hasn't taken the time or even tried to see Akechi as something more. But as I stated, he has confirmed that he's going to play Persona 5 Royal somewhere after he's finished the original Persona 5. So hopefully he'll consider doing Akechi's Confidant, because that's how you learn more about him. Akechi's backstory has been more explained through his Confidant. So if he wants to know why Akechi became the type of person that he is, Kagato has to do Akechi's Confidant. Now, I seriously doubt that he'll have a different outlook on Akechi, even if he does the Confidants, but I feel he'll at least he'll somewhat understand what kind of a person Akechi is if he does it. But then again, only time will tell when he starts playing the game. But that's honestly what I really wanted to talk about. Like I said, I don't hate Kagato for thinking this way. He has every right to hate Akechi for the character that he is. But as I keep saying, he doesn't take the time to see that Akechi is a human being before he becomes a villain. So that's honestly what I wanted to talk about. So I just need to get this out of the way, because Kagato, the final boss, has released a new video for his Persona 5 playthrough. I'm not sure how many days ago this was uploaded. I actually intended on making this video after watching his recent upload for the playthrough. But a lot of shit has been happening, so I didn't really have the time to do so. So that's just what I said. I needed to get this off my chest. I needed to explain I needed to explain how I saw it from my perspective. But with that being said, thank you very much for just hearing me out. This is Newbie Cypherus, signing off.